What is up, YouTube? Welcome to PanFro Games. In today's video, we have brand new Pokemon leaks, but for Pokemon Generation 10. That's right. We're talking about Gen 10 today, and we also got a little bit of updates for Pokemon Legends ZA towards the end. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Support the channel by becoming a channel member. Right, hit that join channel member button below. Now we're gonna begin with Ball Guy, and Ball Guy has been a pretty reliable leaker this cycle, and today they're talking about Generation 10, and they say just rotate. Now we're looking at the Aegean Sea here, a bunch of islands in the Alien Sea, which is going to be in the Cyclades, and the Cyclades is a chain of islands that is off the coast of Greece. Now you can see Greece is in this top left hand corner over here, the mainland, and we have all these other islands. Now it seems like in Generation 10 we're gonna be island hopping, going around all of these different islands and exploring the world, but also exploring the ocean itself too. Definitely has a lot of Gen 3 and Gen 7 vibes. I mean, we're island hopping in Gen 7, but there wasn't a lot of surfing. You know, you weren't really traveling between the islands naturally like in an open world setting. But in Generation 3 it was a lot of surfing, a lot of diving. Seems like they're gonna combine those two ideas into some sort of open world sort of a game where we can explore a true Pokemon world. Generation 9 has that vibe to it as well, but there wasn't any big bodies of water that we were really exploring and unearthing any secrets in. Seems like they're going to add some more mysticism to Generation 10. Now Centro also is reporting on this as well. Pretty much I think they got it from Ball Guy, but to be fair, this was part of the Terra leak, that we know that Generation 10 is codenamed Gaia, and we do know that Generation 10 will be, just like every other Pokemon game, have two different versions of the game. Now, this Pokemon Gaia 1, Gaia stands for Earth, but it's also going to be exclusively for the Switch 2, so you don't need to get a Switch 2 right now, but next year, 2026, you're going to want to get yourself a Switch 2 if you want to play the latest and greatest from Pokemon. Now, looking at an actual map of this location, it takes place right in between Greece and Turkey, right above Crete. Now, will we actually get to mainland Greece? I am unsure, but I don't think we really need it, because look at this massive island chain. There's just so many different islands that we can definitely explore and have a great time with. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of questions with this, is how truly open world will this map be? Can we dive underwater? Is there going to be a main focus on like water types and new water types? How big will the decks be, considering how big this map is going to be, right? There's going to be a lot of interesting points. Now, I do want to say, since this is going to be taking place in Greece, I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of different Greece features and Greek mythos involved here. Some things I definitely want to see is a Tauros regional, or an evolution, or a mega evolution, where we get like a Minotaur. That would be super sick. I would love to see like a Cyclops Pokemon as well. And, you know, a fun fact here, there is 12 gods in the Greek pantheon. So, you know, you're going to be able to get your gym leaders there, and you're going to get your Elite Four from that too. So they could go full Greek theme, and I guess they could have like Greek gods tied to like different types, and that could be related to the gym leaders. I also assume the legendaries could be Greek theme as well, Greek mythos. I mean, I guess the big question is, what Pokemon will Kratos have in this universe, right? That'd be pretty funny. Now, this was another leak from the Terra leaks back then, but, you know, this brings it back to confirming that it's taking place in Greece. Now, this is a discussion between the anime team and the Game Freak team, because they have to work together on, you know, what they're promoting and how timelines are going to work out, because, you know, when the new games come out, they want to make sure the anime is ready. And since, you know, we haven't had Generation 10 was supposed to come out really in 2025 originally, but now it's a 2026 thing. ZA got pushed back pretty much by a year. So they're just talking about, okay, Mega Zygarde, we want him to show up. We know he's showing up in Pokemon Legends ZA. You've been paying attention to the leaks. But essentially, they're like, okay, we need to delay this Mega Zygarde, but we need things to line up perfectly. But the important line is relating to Generation 10 is down here. So since we removed the island hopping aspect, there's no more worry about cannibalism, right? So in the anime, they removed island hopping, and they're talking about cannibalizing from the games. And they do mention at the bottom here from Omori, making alongside Gaia risk creating a similar atmosphere. So essentially, The anime is not doing this island hopping theme, but the game will be separate from the anime and that thing. They're not going to be cannibalizing the same ideas. So that is definitely something they were worried about, but it seems like it's not an issue any longer. And we do know that Pokemon Gaia is going to have two versions, version K and N. This was leaked in the directory from the Game Freak leak. And people are saying the K stands for Kaze and the N for Nami. So wind and wave could be our two versions. I mean, obviously that's not going to be the final name, but those are the internal names of the games right now. Now, switching over to Pokemon Legends ZA, we need to report that the Mega Fraligator was a fake leak by Card here, and they did a great job on this leak. They fooled everyone. They fooled Centro here. They fooled a lot of people pretty much who were reporting on leaks. So it's a lot of people. So credibility got pretty much thrown into the trash for a little bit for sure. Not to say I still think Centro knows things, but they clearly don't know everything. But it fooled everyone. They put on the filter and they admitted it, that they put it on 4chan. They had a friend do it for them. And then someone does comment, was that Mega Starmie pick also made by you? And they said, no, we did not make the Mega Starmie. So the Mega Starmie leak is still at this point a legitimate leak. It is the only one of the new Megas that we have a legitimate picture of at the moment. And it does seem that the Mega descriptions that leaked on 4chan are all still real, because we know that the Mega Starmie is so far real, the leak, and that's literally what the description said. But the Fraligator, to be fair, even if you hated what this Fraligator looked like, it's gonna look similar because this artistry work was based off of the description here, that essentially is gonna have like a red hood and it's gonna have bigger jaws and things like that, and it's be picking up that dragon type. So pretty much these are still gonna be the Megas that are coming to Pokemon Legends ZA, but we don't know what exactly they look like. However, if you appreciated this person's art, they did make a bunch of fan art for the other Megas. Not all of them, but some of them so far. And I do think some of this fan art's awesome. Like, this Mega Victory Bell looks hilarious to me, but I think it looks good. I think the Fraligator looks really good in general. The Starmie, I mean, going off the description, there's not much you can really do with it. Mega Phalanx is probably the coolest Mega on this list right here. The Mega Dragonite, looking more like Dragonair, looks cool. Excadrill, you know, from its description, this probably looks accurate. I don't know what's happening with little Clefable here. It's weird. You know, Mega Scrafty has definitely fallen off for me because I don't really like that as wearing a white hood, but you know, it is what it is. The Scarm sort of looks sick. I do think this is probably going to look cooler than what it looks like in the actual game. And the Chandelier is just essentially two chandeliers stacked on top of each other. But there we have it, guys. That is all of the Pokemon leaks that we have to share today. Of course, if any other major leaks come, I will be reporting it on the channel. So stay tuned for any more Pokemon news and leaks and rumors. We'll be covering it here. Of course, guys, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, support the channel, become a channel member. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, and have a good one.